Coming up on The Solo Show.
Just go back and watch some of the Hallmark Christmas movies from like the years past, because those ones still hold up today and they're really good. One of my favorite ones from years past is The Christmas House. Have you seen those? There's 2 of them. Have you seen that one?
Probably.
Go watch that one, because that one is one of my favorite ones, and there's just a bunch of them.
Yeah, there is a ton of them on there. It takes a while to get through them, and they're in alphabetical order.
Right.
You just got, and I couldn't find a search thing. I just had to go through them.
Right.
Click.
And sometimes I also play a game with myself if I don't know what the Christmas movie is, and it's like a Hallmark Christmas movie. I'll just play it. Just push play on it and find out what it is.
It's Christmas time done the Solo Show way. Stan welcomes Katie Blomberg from the Popping the Popcorn podcast to discuss their favorite Hallmark Channel movies. The Solo Show, as always, is brought to you by Victor Naraki Realtor, serving Disney and the greater Orlando area with celebratingflorida.com and disneyatyourdoorstep.com. Realtor Victor Naraki makes living near Walt Disney World a reality, specializing in all the communities surrounding Disney. Whether you're looking to relocate or invest in a new property, maybe you want a vacation home for your retirement. With over a decade of experience in the area, Victor will adapt to your needs, help you find the right property, or get you the best price for your property. Reach out to him today on his website, celebratingflorida.com, or at disneyatyourdoorstep.com. Follow him at Victor Naraki Realtor on Facebook, and don't forget to tell him that The Solo Show sent you.
Hey everybody, it's Paul Sun-Hyung Lee, and you are listening to The Solo Show, so stay tuned.
Broadcasting from the Solo Studios, located in Holiday City, a small town where a divorcee meets a hunky podcaster and finds love around the Christmas tree. Here in Winnipeg, Manitoba, the center of North America, on this little planet we call Earth, this is The Solo Show. On this adventure, Stan welcomes Katie Blomberg from the Popping the Popcorn podcast to the guest host chair. They talk about their favorite Hallmark holiday movies and why they are the perfect start to the holiday season. So haul out the holly and pop some popcorn. See what I did there? As we snuggle by the fire for some Christmas movies, Solo Show style. And now, please welcome your host, the man who directed Lacey Chabert in her first Christmas movie role. Here's Stan Solo.
Ho, 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 ho! Merry Christmas! Ho, 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 ho.
Hello and welcome to another edition of The Solo Show. I am Stan Solo as always, and happy Thanksgiving to our American friends as this show comes out Thanksgiving Thursday. Joining me today is a good friend of mine and one of the sweetest people I know, Katie Blomberg from Popping the Popcorn. Katie, how are you and what's up?
I'm well. Thank you so much for inviting me, Stan. I appreciate it.
Tell us a little bit about Popping the Popcorn. It's not only Disney, you do other stuff as well, right?
Yeah, I do. So Popping the Popcorn, I do Disney movies. I do a little bit of everything. I also do movie reviews, trailer reactions. I also have this thing, Creators Corner, where Stan got to be a contestant on it, or I interviewed him, whatever you want to call it. I interviewed him like a year ago. 2 years ago, maybe.
It's been a while, yeah, since we chatted.
It's been a while. So I do that. I interview all kinds of content creators from YouTube to TikTok to Twitter, all kinds of different people. This last Creators Corner, I had my good friend Patrick on, and he is a digital marketer. He runs a business and does PR and does brand deals for creators.
Very cool. And that's available on iTunes and Spotify and all the regular places. I'm guessing Apple Podcasts.
So I haven't uploaded them in a while to there, so it's just mostly on my YouTube channel.
Okay, so YouTube only, pretty much?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good enough. So yeah, so check it out, Popping the Popcorn on YouTube, and you can hear Katie talk to creators and movie reviews and whatnot. It's an awesome, fun show. So I thought I'd get Katie me and my
It's all
names,
good.
Katie, on, and we would talk about Hallmark Christmas movies, because I'm a big fan of the Hallmark Christmas movies, and the Hallmark Christmas movies come out generally the end of October, and it kind of is the beginning of the Christmas season for myself. I know some people it's when the Christmas carols start playing, or it's after Thanksgiving. Katie, what about you? When does Christmas kind of hit for you?
So Christmas starts around for me like October 31st. So after Halloween, after I watch all the scary Halloween movies and stuff like that, and Disney Plus, then I go into 2 months of like Christmas movies. That's what I do.
Yeah, and the Hallmark Christmas movies are a big part of it for you as well, correct?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I watch them every year. You and I talk about them all the time.
Yeah. Holly's my go-to person to chat Hallmark Christmas movies with. So I know a lot of people, they say that the Hallmark Christmas movies, well, you've seen one, you've seen them all. And if oddly enough, this year there was a little clip that came out, and I believe it's from Letters for Santa, where they talk about just that. And I want to play this little clip, and then we'll kind of talk about it. So listen to this.
And who can resist a stoic lumberjack and an adorable scarf and mittens?
Oh, I could. The only thing worse than a Christmas movie is a musical.
Oh, they're the best. The beautiful decorations, the beautiful people, the very available widowers who are loving parents to precocious kids.
Oh, the high-powered businesswoman who gets trapped in a small town and falls in love with the hunky lumberjack. Blah. They're all the same.
They're not all the same.
Oh, no?
In this one, he's a hunky doctor. Scrooge.
So in this one, he's a hunky doctor,
Right?
And I think that is part of the appeal, is the beautiful decorations but the storylines have always been kind of the same all the time. But Katie and I have been noticing that this year, in particular, they seem to be a little bit different. What do you have to say about that, Katie?
Yeah, they have been a little different this year, and it's interesting from years past, because years past the two main characters fall in love and this and that, and you don't really know about like the secondary characters or whatever you want to call them, or the supporting cast. And this year they're kind of doing it differently, where you get to meet the main characters plus the supporting cast, which is really interesting.
Yeah, so they still kind of have the two main characters falling in love, but they seem to be broadening the net quite a bit, and where you're kind of learning about different people. And I don't know, I'm kind of missing it being just the two characters.
Me too.
The rich girl from the city that comes to the small town or back to her hometown or whatever, her car breaks down and she's stuck in this small town, and she meets the mechanic, or she meets the like the lumberjack, like they said in the clip. I'm kind of missing that. At the same time, it's interesting some of the changes that they're doing.
Yeah, I find it interesting too, because I do miss them like falling in love and them getting like their heart broken, then coming back together. It's kind of interesting how they kind of just like stay together. They have their like fights, and then they kind of just stay together, which is very interesting. I think it's a better approach, to be honest, because it's getting more with the modern times, I think. Yeah,
it is. I mean, we used to play the Hallmark bingo, where you could check off everything that's going to happen in every single Hallmark movie. Like the fake snow, the small town girl coming to the big city, all that. There's always the same tropes, but they're changing it a bit. One of the ones that they're changing it that I watched this year that I felt was really different was the Santa Summit. Did you get a chance to catch really that one yet?
Yeah, I watched that one.
Yeah, so here, let's watch the trailer, or listen to the trailer, and then we'll talk about that in a bit.
The Santa Summit. Not the thing with all the Santas. Absolutely the thing with all the Santas.
I am in.
3 best friends.
I need my wing ladies.
1 unforgettable adventure.
Do something?
I just met the most amazing guy. If you two are meant to share something special, he will find you.
How are we going to find her? You don't even know what she looks like.
Today's the only chance I get to find her.
What is it about the holidays that just puts romance in the air?
The Santa Summit. Only on Hallmark.
So that one was a completely different storyline, where it wasn't so much they fell in love first sight. Well, I guess they kind of did, but they couldn't see each other because they were both wearing Santa costumes.
Right.
And so the storyline kind of falls in love with, or sort of like most of them, they start off, they hate each other. And then over time, they kind of fall in love. This entire episode happens over one night, and it's 3 friends, and everyone's dressed up as Santa Claus. So it's hard to kind of tell who's who. Well, not hard for us to tell, but they end up getting lost in the crowd and they can't find each other. So the whole show is them trying to find each other, along with one of the other girls who likes another guy, and she's trying to find him. And there's another guy that likes another girl, and she doesn't like. It's just a fun romp. It was a fun story. I enjoyed that one very much. What did you think of that one there, Katie?
That one was really good. I enjoyed it. I thought it was interesting to use all those Santas. But I find it really rather nice because that was like one of the first, I think, ones that they did. Well, it was like last week, I think it was. But it was one of the I thought it was different how they like were a bunch of different Santas and you didn't know who was who and stuff like that.
Yeah, it was a totally different Hallmark style movie. It didn't fit the tropes of the Hallmark movie category at all. The other thing too was filmed in my hometown. That one.
That was really cool.
Yeah, and they were advertising. They were looking for people to come dressed up as Santa Claus as extras because they wanted hundreds of people dressed up as Santa Clauses. And I was really tempted to go, but I think I was out of town actually when they were filming it. I think I might have been on vacation and away when they were filming it. And that's why I ended up not going. But it would have been fun. It would have been a cool experience.
It would have been. Maybe you could have met some of the cast and stuff too.
Yeah. Yeah.
You could say I'm in a Hallmark movie.
The other thing too that I noticed this year, and I think we can add this to our bingo card, is this. I'm finding almost every movie now, somebody at one point their cell phone rings and they look at it and they go, "Oh, sorry, I got to get this." Or the other character says, "Let me guess, you have to get that." And it's and that's become the new thing you can add to your bingo card. I think every single movie I've seen this year, every single Hallmark movie seen this year, that line happens at some point where a cell phone rings and they look at it. "Sorry, I got to get this."
Yeah, it does. I was watching last night. Or yesterday before I went to work. It was watching the nativity scene one movie. It has to do with like a lighthouse, and this lady was like had to answer the phone, and the guy's like, "Oh, let me guess, you have to get it." And I was like, "Yeah." Now every Hallmark movie's like that.
Yeah, that is how they all are. I think one of my favorite actresses in these Hallmark movies is Lacey. Is it Chabert?
Chabert, yeah.
Yeah. That's my girlfriend. Is that Lacey? My wife is jealous of her.
Right.
I always have to watch the ones that she's in every year. And
Me
this
too,
year she has two this year. She has A Merry Scottish Christmas.
That's one way to slay a Christmas song.
This brother-sister reunion will unwrap a family secret of royal proportions.
Mom, are you a duchess?
Well, I suppose it's time you learned the truth.
I feel like I am in the middle of some fairy tale.
There's something about this place.
This is the best Christmas I've had in a long time.
A
Scotland forever!
Merry Scottish Christmas on Hallmark.
So again, this one is very different than the traditional. And it starts off, you think for sure this is going to be the traditional thing because she comes from the big city and she goes to a small town, this time in Scotland, and she's going to fall in love with some, lumberjack or something like that. And I guess it does happen, but that isn't the main story in this one.
It's not. This one also kind of reminded me of the one that she did like a few years ago, A Christmas in Rome. I thought it was going to be something like that, where she goes to Scotland like on vacation or something like that. And I didn't think it was going to be like this whole like family ordeal type of thing.
Yeah. This was more about her and her family than it was about her and her romance, which was a nice change for sure.
And I did like the scenery in that one as well, like the castle and how they did the scenery and stuff. I'm not sure if that one was actually filmed in Scotland, but the way that they did the scenery, it looked like Scotland.
I'm pretty sure it was. I'm pretty sure that one. They do a few each year where they actually go to Paris and they actually go to Rome, or they actually go overseas somewhere. And there's usually a couple. Most of them are filmed in Canada. Spoiler alert. They're filmed right? Every city, every town, all over Canada, or some of the northern states. And they do get.
Go ahead.
Well, they get tax breaks when they film in Canada, so that has a big part of it. Plus, they save on the dollar because the exchange rate is another reason why they save.
Right, and I was also gonna say they film these, so if you see them like sweating in like some scenes or something like that, they actually film these in summer and springtime. They don't actually film them now.
Yeah. Well, actually, there's one that's starting, but it's not going to be a Hallmark movie. It's actually a Lionsgate movie. They're going to start filming. It's going to be a Christmas movie for next year, and they're starting to film it December 2nd in my city.
Nice.
Yeah, so that's going to be authentic snow. We haven't had snow really that's stuck yet. I mean, we've had a lot of snow, but it's been melting. So I don't know if they were hoping for real snow. That's the other thing too about these Hallmark movies is some of the fake snow in the background. Is embarrassing to see. Like you could tell it's cotton batting or it's really bad spray, or the trees are completely green still in the background.
Yep, that's like that one that I was watching yesterday, the Christmas nativity scene, and the small town they put it in. It has to do with like a lighthouse, and the lighthouse is part of their like Christmas like festival or whatever. There's this one scene where you can actually see the actual fake snow machine.
Well, I think that was part of the joke.
Maybe.
I know the scene you're talking about because they're sitting there all of a sudden it starts snowing, and then he turns around and he goes, "Oh, that's how we did it." There's a fake machine. I think that was part of kind of like how Disney has the fake machines.
Right.
They were actually showing it because they don't get snow where this lighthouse was.
But I just thought it was interesting they just put it in there.
Yeah. I have seen somewhere the snow machine isn't supposed to be seen, but you can actually see it in the corner of the screen.
Yeah, I can see it too.
Blowing, yeah. The other one that Lacey is in is Haul Out the Holly Lit Up.
Who's moving into the house next door? Here they come!
We have a visual.
They're reality show celebrities?
Nobility.
Royalty.
Can you imagine the roof cred they're going to bring to Evergreen Lane?
Roof cred?
I have a little bit of a competitive streak.
The snowball fight's not until after you finish.
You will.
Lacey Chabert leads an all-star cast.
3, 2, 1.
Haul Out the Holly Lit Up on Hallmark.
So this one is a sequel to last year's Haul Out the Holly. And that one, again, it was a little bit different where it wasn't so much about, I guess it was kind of her falling in love. So I think now in this one, they're together already.
Yeah, they are.
From the trailer anyway. So this one won't air until this coming Saturday. So we haven't seen this one yet. But the premise is that there's was it Evergreen? Is it Evergreen Lane?
Yeah, Evergreen Lane. Yeah.
And Christmas is, of course, the biggest thing of the year for everybody, and they always have this big Christmas competition down the street who can make the best decorations. So these new people move into town, and I guess they take it very, very seriously, more than these crazy people that are already taking it extremely seriously.
Right? Yeah.
And last year's that was one of the really fun ones. It was one of the most fun ones of the year, where it was completely different than your typical Hallmark movie.
Yeah, it was. I enjoyed that one last year. I thought it was different, and I do like Wes. That's the guy's name. He is really good, and he's been in a lot of Hallmark movies as well. And I like the two of them together. They just play well off of each other.
Yeah, for sure. Another one that came out this year, and I started watching this one, and I didn't get a chance to finish it, but you watched it, was Christmas Island.
Attention, this is your captain.
This trip
We are making a temporary stop.
is about to take a turn
Looks like nobody's leaving this island for at least a couple days.
for the festive.
This is where I live, Christmas Island.
What?
No one leaves this place a Scrooge.
So what's this about you needing my help?
Just, some tips on how to make a perfect Christmas while we're stuck here.
Let the festivities begin.
Christmas Island on Hallmark.
So did you catch this one yet, Katie?
What was that?
The Christmas Island. Have you watched this one yet?
Yeah, I watched it Friday night.
Okay. I started watching it. I caught a little bit of the beginning, and I had to go to work or something. I can't remember what happened. Something happened. Probably a hockey game started. But was it a good one?
Good. Yeah, I thought it was unique because the main lady in this one, she also played in one last year called it was the Nanny Christmas one from last year or 2 years ago. And so she's in this one this year, and she doesn't have her British accent. She's a British actress. And so this year it was interesting to see her have an American accent, but it was really good. it was really good because she is a pilot and she went above and beyond for this family because they're like a rich family and they're supposed to be going to like Rome or somewhere like that, and they have to land because they were supposed to go to JFK, but they couldn't land in JFK or LaGuardia, so they had to go to Canada, and this, they call it Christmas Island in Canada, but it's off of what is it? It's like near Newfoundland in Canada. Okay. So they had to go there. And so this island's really big on Christmas themed stuff. So they learn to like kind of deal with it, and they don't really want to leave this like island pretty much. And it was a really good one.
Okay. Yeah, I'll have to see if I can stream that one because it does look like an interesting one. That's the other thing too, is they come up with a new one every day.
Mm-hmm.
I sent Katie the list of the 2023 new movies, and this could consume your life if you're really into it and you want to start watching them all. So how do you pick and choose? Do you just kind of whatever's on, or do you watch them live, or do you stream them?
So I don't have cable right now, so I just stream everything. Okay. So luckily Peacock, if it's like Friday, Saturday, Sunday, when they have all the Hallmark movies, the newer ones, you can stream it the next day for 2 days only. So I can, so the newer ones, I can't watch like when they first come out, but I can watch them the next day, but I have 2 days to watch them. So some of those, sometimes I miss them. Mm-hmm. And so I just have to either find it on YouTube, because sometimes you can get Hallmark movies on YouTube, or I just have to wait until the year after to watch it.
Wow. Okay. I didn't realize it was. So now, do they have the older ones on all the time then?
Yeah, they have the older ones on.
Okay. Very interesting. Yeah. So I get them in Canada. We don't have the Hallmark Channel. It's called the W Network, but they call it Hallmark Channels /W Network. So I'm not sure if it's owned by the Hallmark Channel or how it works. Like they show Days of Our Lives and soap operas and all that. They show other things. And the W Network stands for woman. It's the Woman Network. Is actually
right.
So
right, kind of like Oprah's network. It's O here.
Yeah, yeah. So the W Network is actually owned by Global TV, which is a Canadian network. So they have the Global TV app, so you could stream all the different Global TV channels that Global owns on the Global TV app. So I'm able to watch them, stream them on the Global TV app. It's included with your cable package, but there is commercials. They're not. It's free, but it's not ad free. But they come on the next day, and then they're there, I think, the whole season. I don't believe they're there just for 2 days. So because I can go back and watch and stream ones that I miss.
I was going to say, I'm sure if I get the Hallmark Channel, kind of like what you're talking about, the Hallmark has Hallmark Now movies or whatever. Mm-hmm. I'm sure if I bought that, yeah, it's a subscription. So I'm sure if I bought that, I could get all of them. But it's easier because Peacock's a little cheaper. Peacock's only like I think it's $11.99 for like commercial free. Yeah. So I just to watch it on there.
Yeah, and Peacock, I guess, is owned by NBC.
Yes.
Okay, because I'm just picturing the Peacock network. I don't know much about U.S. streaming, so I'm just guessing.
The only thing that we have the same is our Netflix is a little different. The only thing that we have the same is you guys don't have HBO Max over there, I don't think.
I think we do now. I don't have it. I don't subscribe to it.
The only thing that's kind of different, I mean, it's the same as Disney Plus, but you guys also have Stars instead of Hulu, which is the same thing pretty much.
Oddly enough, Disney Plus in Canada, there's a lot of things that you guys get that we can't get, and then there's things that we get that you can't get. Dan from the Grand Circle Tour podcast, he wanted to watch Encino Man, so he figured it would be on Hulu or on Disney Plus, one or the other, because it's owned by Disney, and it wasn't available in his region, it said, when he went to watch it. So I checked it, and sure enough, yeah, it's available in Canada.
Right. That's when you just get a VPN and you just switch it to Canada. That's
I know, that's what we should do. We should just do because he ended up renting it, I guess, on YouTube or something like that to watch. He paid like $3, whatever. It's $5 in Canada to rent anything, by the way, not $3.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So then I'm guessing your Amazon Prime's different too.
I think that might be very, very close to the same.
Okay.
I think the Amazon Prime is pretty much, I haven't seen any differences from what other people have had. Another one that I really liked this year was Checking It Twice.
I haven't seen that one.
You haven't seen that one? Okay, let's listen to the trailer of this one.
Now, this is Scott Briggs. He just got traded here from the East Coast Hockey League.
You know, we've got some of the best hockey fans in the country.
Come on, ref. I could see that high stick from here.
What do you think of your new job?
Learning that I have to volunteer for an entire week of Christmas activities. 2, 3.
Sometimes we don't know what makes us happy until it's standing right in front of us.
So, what happens now?
Checking it twice. Only on Hallmark.
Oh wait, I did see that one actually.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I just
So
didn't
it's
remember
about this.
seeing it until I seen the trailer.
Yeah. So she's a real estate agent in the big city, making big bucks type of thing. And she comes back home to her small town for Christmas. And he's a hockey player who gets knocked down to like the minor leagues and ends up in this small town playing hockey. So she just broke up with her boyfriend, just basically in the airport on the phone right after she landed. And he just broke up with his girlfriend basically on the phone just as they landed in this same airport. And of course they bump into each other, and right off the hop they don't like each other. So this one is more of the traditional Hallmark storyline where they are both in this small town together, and they start off not liking each other, and because of a mix up with their credit cards or whatever, they end up having to meet up again. And as time goes on, they kind of start bumping into each other and start hanging out and becoming friends. And before you know it, they got that first kiss. One of the things that I do while watching is you know how they start off to hate each other?
Yeah.
And then they kind of the twinkle in one of their eyes, or they kind of look at each other and smile a certain way. I always turn to my wife and I always go, "There's something there that wasn't there before."
Right.
And she rolls her eyes at me every time. And then when they do that first kiss, I do this every single time, whether I'm home alone or whether I'm with my wife or with my kids or whatever. I always go, "Woo!" Right at the first
right.
So that's one of my Hallmark Christmas movie traditions, is doing that woo on the first kiss.
I always like think of Beauty and the Beast, the same thing, that song. I'm always like, yeah, this is what's gonna happen.
yeah, there's something there that wasn't there before. And I mentioned that to a few people at work that also enjoy the Hallmark movies, and I say when they have their first kiss, I always make that woo sound, and now they're doing it.
Right.
They kind of started the tradition of doing the woo. So people listening, I want you, if you're watching a Hallmark movie and they do that first kiss, give them a good woo.
Right. What I do is I whatever I'm drinking at the moment, I'll take a drink when I first see the kiss too. I play like a drinking game, like with some water or something, or hot cocoa.
A hot cocoa, yeah. That's the other thing too. That's in every single Hallmark Christmas movie is a hot cocoa is something that they always have. Every single Hallmark movie, I shouldn't say every single Hallmark movie, but a vast majority of them, they have a lot of the same things. The Christmas tree town lighting,
yeah,
is one of them. They have to all go to the town lighting, and I think you get an extra drink if you're playing the drinking game. If one of the main characters get to actually turn on the switch for the Christmas tree town lighting, you get a bonus drink.
I've gotten clever with them over the years. I play my own like little games.
Yeah. What are some of the other ones?
Some of the other ones that I've seen.
Like as much as they're trying to change them, there's still a lot that are the same storyline. Checking it twice was one. The other thing too, I noticed with the Hallmark Christmas, all the lights are clear.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, and if you do see a house that has colored lights, it always seems to be that's like the older people live there, or they want to upgrade their home, or they want to move into a new home, and they got well, we have this old house, and the house, and the lights are colored instead of clear. I don't know.
And I also like some of the ones that have like history to it too, and they have like either like something like towards them too, because it's interesting finding out history of like different things. Like the one that was like years ago, Finding Father Christmas, and he was like the son of Santa Claus. That's also interesting. I like how they put like a little bit of history of Christmas into there as well.
Yeah, exactly. And then a lot of them have the made up holidays or history where they just make up a story to move the story along. Like the lighthouse one that you were talking about how it was the story. What was it, that Santa Claus was coming and the lighthouse lit his way, and that's why the lighthouse was so important to the people in the town.
The lighthouse was lit up, and Santa came and like kissed this like metal like anchor type of thing.
Yeah.
And then the lighthouse caretaker was there, and the house has been in the family for like generations and stuff, and that's really interesting.
Yeah. So it's kind of funny how they they make up stuff, and they also have some actual history in a lot of their stories.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything? What is your favorite one you watched so far this year, you think?
My favorite one was Everything Christmas, because that one was kind of cute. I thought it was kind of interesting that this guy, he's Santa Claus, but they don't know that he's Santa Claus, and he's like trying to get these like people together, like these friends go on like this road trip because she did this with her mom or her grandma or something, and they go into this like small town, and I thought that one was really cute, and Santa's kind of like guiding them along, being like their guardian angel or something.
Okay, I haven't watched that one. Let's watch the trailer of that one.
Come on, let's do this.
What if there was a town where it's Christmas all year?
Sounds like my kind of place.
There is.
I think there's something else going on here.
Just a little touch of magic.
Everything Christmas on Hallmark.
Okay, I'm gonna have to check that one out because that
really
does sound like a good one.
And they had to go like he also gave them like these like little gifts, and they have to use them like later on in the movie to like that one scene where they had to like turn on the lights. They had to figure out how to turn on the lights and all kinds of different like tricks and stuff like that. And he's like just forcing them to like be together.
That sounds awesome. For me, so far, I think Checking It Twice was probably my favorite one, the hockey one, where the guy and that was kind of more of your traditional Hallmark movie where guy meets girl, guy hates girl, guy likes girl, guy falls in love with girl.
That one was the most original. I think that one was most like all the ones in the past. The other ones that we're talking about are more of the newer like version. I think they're just trying to, because I think they got new producers and new executives this year because of what happened last year, all the drama that happened last year. So I think they're just trying to get like all the different like things in order, and I like the new spin on it.
Yeah, I think the other thing too is I think it's because maybe it's become kind of almost a joke in the movie industry where all the Hallmark movies are the same, and I think they wanted to. It really feels like they're trying to break away from that this year,
right? Especially because they don't have Candace in there anymore. She's on that other channel, the family something channel, and so Lacey kind of is the main like person like Candace was. So that's also interesting how they did that as well.
Yeah. She's kind of she's now like the face of the Hallmark movies. So Katie, I want to thank you for coming on. Was there anything else you wanted to touch on?
And then just go back and watch some of the Hallmark Christmas movies from like years past, because those ones still hold up today and they're really good. One of my favorite ones from years past is The Christmas House. Have you seen those? There's 2 of them. Have you seen that one?
Probably.
Go watch that one, because that one is one of my favorite ones, and there's just a bunch of them. Just go on to, you can get them on Amazon, you can get them, sometimes you can watch them for free on YouTube, and Tubi has them, and then just watch them on Peacock, or if you have the Hallmark Channel, watch them on there.
Yeah, or if you're in Canada, on the Global TV app, because there is a ton of them on there. It takes a while to get through them, and they're in alphabetical order.
Right.
You just got, and I couldn't find a search thing. I just have to go through them.
Right.
Click.
And sometimes I also play a game with myself if I don't know what the Christmas movie is, and it's like a Hallmark Christmas movie, and I don't want to see the synopsis or whatever. I'll just play it. Just push play on it and find out what it is.
Yeah. So check out Popping the Popcorn on YouTube. You said you're just over 1,000, or how many subscribers?
I'm at 1,030.
Excellent. Good for you, Katie. That's great to hear. And I just want to say to once again to all of my American friends and to Katie, happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
And Ken, take it away.
If you have a brilliant idea for a future edition of The Solo Show and would like to take your turn in the guest host's chair, then drop us an email at thesoloshow01@gmail.com. Tell us your idea for the show, and we'll contact you about a date and a time for you to join us. If you would just like to keep the conversation going or have a comment about a previous show, then visit us on Facebook at The Solo Show. All logos, sounds, and songs that are made by and for Disney and its affiliates are owned solely by the Disney Corporation and are not, nor are they intended to be, the ownership of The Solo Show podcast. We hope you'll join us for the next adventure on The Solo Show. Thanks for listening, and bye for now.